The Hauraki Big Show with Jason Hoyte, Mike Minogue and Keyzie. Back Monday at 4 on Radio Hauraki.
Yes, indeed, the dudes there on the Radio Hauraki Big Show this Monday afternoon. The time is 4:48. If you're just joining us, no Mogi today. He's on his way back from Aussie, so he will be back with us tomorrow. Great news.
It is great news. Speaking of great news, Jace.
Yeah.
That was a radio segue. Pretty good one. You tried to sell your terrible...
No, I didn't try. I'm trying to sell.
You tried to hock off your, what sounds to me like a pretty useless pair of wheels you got. It's a 2006 Daihatsu Syrian.
Yeah, Syrian.
It's a small Japanese hatchback. It's done 425,000 kilometres.
No, Keyzie.
What?
Now, be accurate if you're going to tell the people this. I'm being genuine with all the potential buyers out there. 450,000 kilometres.
450. Is it kilometres or miles?
I think it's miles, actually.
Right. Okay, far out. That's like, what, 600,000?
Yeah, about that. Yeah, she's a goer.
Right. It's got a 1.3 litre engine in it. The four wheels will need replacing because the axles are rusted out on all four.
Can I just
and
say...
there's a sex stain in it.
Yes, there's a sex stain on the back upholstery.
Yeah.
Can I say at the moment, too, that it's currently sitting on a pile of bricks. So it's kind of jacked up there.
On four piles of bricks and the wheels are gone. Did the wheels get stolen?
No, the wheels are still there. They're just useless. They're of no use to you whatsoever.
Right. Well, I asked for people to text in on 3483.
Can I just say, too, because you might have missed this earlier, the mechanic said that some parts will need replacing, but it'll be an absolute bastard to find them.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Daihatsus are pretty... They're not like Toyotas or Nissans, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're quite a niche vehicle.
It's a quality car.
Yeah, totally. That's what I was trying to say.
It's for the discerning car buyer, Keyzie.
And actually, you said that a lot of work needs to be done, but it's like a good project for an enthusiast.
Yeah. Like, I could see you and Don, getting this as a project. Why don't you and Don buy it off me, and then you can work together.
Jace.
Get Don to do all the work, and you can take photos of him doing all the work. And then you can post it on your Insta account.
Okay,
see what Daddy's doing.
He did not do all the work on my truck, all right?
Incidentally, did you drive it in today because it's raining?
No, I didn't. It's raining, so I haven't driven it in a while. But if I showed up to Don's place with a Daihatsu Syrian, he would disown me pretty quick. You know what I mean?
Why is that?
Well, because it's not a Chev or a Holden, because we're backbones down there in Tauranga. A lot of texts have come through on 3483 though, Jace. People are keen.
Great.
Does it have a bandwidth expander?
Pardon?
Does it have a bandwidth expander?
Oh, no. In terms of the radio, it's a wind-up. It's got a little winder.
It's got a crank handle.
Yeah, like a crank handle,
Did you fit that? Because they don't come standard.
Yeah, it's something that old Hoyte did as a bit of a project.
Right. Is it running?
Well, 450,000 Ks.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Miles.
Someone here is offering to swap 2 Papua New Guinea pigs.
Ooh, tempting.
Yeah, because they're worth a lot, aren't they?
They're worth heaps of cash.
Depends on the mileage on the old guinea pigs there. Are there any bricks in the boot?
Oh, there are some in the boot, but most of them are under the car at the moment.
Someone's offering you $50.
I'll tell you what I'll do. Whoever buys the car, I'll chuck in the pile of bricks.
Really?
Yeah, it's free.
Someone here, this is a great question. When was the blinker fluid last replaced?
Doesn't have blinkers, actually.
Right.
It just has... What you have to do is it's got little candles.
Right.
And you've got to light the candles.
Right, and crank the radio.
Yeah, and crank the radio.
Doesn't run on steam by any chance, does it?
Actually.
The Hauraki Big Show podcast.
Pet Chat. With Jason Mike. Yes, indeed, we're back.
So many questions on 3483. Keep them coming. Prizes to give away.
I almost feel like, Mogi, we need to start charging for this.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you know what vet fees are like. We could be making a
lot of the questions I'm finding that come through, a vet would have no idea, man.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Our level of expertise is above what a vet's would be. We should charge up.
That's right. It goes surgeon, vet, and then us.
Yeah, big show.
Totally. Here's a really good question on 3483, guys. Hey, fellas. My wife bought a Chihuahua a couple of months ago, and after recently cleaning out his basket, we found a gun and 3 keys of Bolivian marching powder.
Yeah, sneaky little bastards.
Yeah,
There's a reason they're so small.
Yeah, I think he may be in the cartel. What is the best way to cut ties without putting our family at risk?
Sure.
What was it?
Well,
A
they're
Chihuahua?
from
Yeah.
Mexico, you see.
Mexico.
Almost.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Chihuahua is a region in Mexico, Keyzie, interestingly enough.
Right.
And they actually aren't even dogs, they're rats. It's a rat.
Enormous rats.
But they've been bulked up on a diet of tacos and cocaine. So that's why they're sort of a bit bulgy-eyed. You know, they've been up on a few-day bender there.
Totally. And like going to the door and you'll see a Chihuahua just frenetic as.
Oh, yeah.
It's off its head.
Right.
They are.
Okay.
It's like, yeah. Yeah.
And so what should they do to cut ties so that it doesn't come after them? and put
Yeah.
the
Oh,
family
it'll
at
come
risk?
after them.
Right. So what do they do?
There's no cutting ties. You're in now. You're in the cartel. There's no escaping once you're in the cartel.
So they bought a Chihuahua and now they're part of the cartel.
Massively
Yeah.
so.
Far out, man.
I mean, you could cut the Bolivian with a little bit of rat poison
right.
and hope it sort of kills the Chihuahua.
Yeah, but then his mates will come looking around for
Well,
him.
that's the thing. They'll be looking for clues, etc. But that'll give you a bit of time to get a head start.
Yeah.
But you are going to be living a life on the road from now on.
Unless you can find some sort of safe house scenario.
Yeah, you need a safe house.
Right. If they made
It's tricky. I think you're going to have to join a gang yourself.
Right.
You need protection. And the only ones that are going to be able to protect you is somebody who's also not living on this side of the law.
Right,
Yeah.
okay.
One of the
Seems
serious
full on.
moments for Mogi and I when we were doing the drugs, Mogi, in terms of shipping and export and import stuff. We were in a sort of isolated house out in the rural community there, and we got surrounded by a pack of Chihuahuas.
Yes.
That was terrifying. They were all wearing like dark shades.
Yeah.
And just
Yeah,
going,
like speed dealers.
Yeah, speed dealers.
And all tattooed up the wazoo, man.
What, the
Yeah,
Chihuahuas?
massive.
Initially, you don't think they're scary, but when you see a tatted up little bastard wearing his Sharkies, oof.
And don't even get me started on the bling.
Right. So, so join the cartel, get protection.
Yeah.
And it sounds rough. If they
Yeah,
make it-
they stuffed up by getting a
The
Chihuahua.
Chihuahua in the first place.
That's why
Ugly
everybody
things.
says never get a Chihuahua.
Yeah, that's really good. That's really good, fellas. Hey, here's one from Den on the Insta.
Who?
Den. Den.
You taking the piss?
Hey, guys, my cat keeps stealing my durries. How can I stop this?
What I'd do is I'd let anyone you know that has a Chihuahua
Yeah.
Right.
come around and staunch it out.
Right, but then won't you be in debt to the Chihuahua and then be back in the cartel?
Oh, it's a horrendous cycle.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, I'd personally just hide the durries if that was me, but yeah.
Yeah, no, cats are sneaky bastards. They'll always find them, mate. They'll
Yeah.
always find your durries.
Right, okay. Well, there you go. Thank you very much to everyone who contributed on 3483. We'll be back again next week, same time.
Yeah, good stuff. In the meantime, here's ya.
The Hauraki Big Show podcast. Catch them weekdays from 4 on Radio Hauraki.
Yes, indeed. Blue Oyster Cult there on the radio. Hauraki Big Show. Now, Mogi,
Yeah.
one of the most humiliating things happened to me this morning.
Oh, God. You didn't get
Yeah.
locked outside naked again, did you?
Oh,
no,
did
it was,
you?
I mean, it was much more humiliating than that. But that doesn't bother me anymore.
More humiliating than that, because didn't a bus go past?
Yeah.
School bus?
Yeah. Oh, no, that's not humiliating to me at
Right.
all.
Didn't you get arrested?
You see, I'm in the process at the moment of trying to buy my daughter a car. She took her car to the mechanic well, when I say her car, it's my car.
Sure.
She took it to the mechanic the other day, and he basically said, look...
Or
me-
she.
Oh, no, it's he. I know him.
Wow.
And he said to her...
Agree to disagree.
It's rooted. Your car is rooted.
Can he say that?
Well, yeah, he can. He's
Somebody
pretty
shagged it.
pretty upfront kind of guy, and he said, just get rid of it. So
Or
I'm looking
woman.
for a car. And it was really weird this morning that I was with my wife, and she was just acting really... Are you all right? It's still coming off something. And she was very sheepish. She was sheepish. And I was like, and I can sense these things with my wife, you know what I mean? We've been together for a long time. I know when something's up. And I said, what's going on, darling? There's something going on. And she finally came clean and admitted to me that she'd privately been in touch with Keyzie online to ask his advice about buying a car for my daughter, and never never in my life have I felt so emasculated.
I was going to say.
So humiliated
Sure.
that I was in that moment.
Yeah.
That my wife had gone behind my back and asked Keyzie for car advice.
Well, it's probably the best thing you guys are ever going to do. Because she sent through a link saying, hey, Jace really likes the look of this. What do you think? And it was a car that had done almost 300,000 kilometres, but it was a $1 reserve.
Right.
So obviously
No,
Jace was all over
only
it.
$1.
250,000 K.
What?
Let's do another 50,000. Is this true?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a true
yeah.
story.
It's a true story, Mogi.
And then
that's
she-
the tragedy of it.
Yeah. And then so I said, no, tell Jace. And I was assuming that she would pass this on to you. You want like a Japanese car, try and get less than 150,000 K or something like that,
And she did that last night. And, the weird thing about it was she was just she was in a really weird mood last night as well, sort of bouncing around and sort of on her phone, sort of waiting for a reply.
Pretty chipper, was
and
she?
I was like, yeah. And I was like, are you waiting for what's going on with are you waiting for someone to reply to you or something? She goes, no. And, I know my wife, Maggie. I knew something was up. And she was obviously in touch privately with Keyzie.
Yeah. Well, it was a really long convo, to be honest, because she was just like, hey, I thought it was just going to be like, hey, what do you think of this car? And then it was like a whole thing. You know what I mean? It was like asking my advice.
It is weird because did she ask you to ask your dad? Like, what was she asking you for?
No, she didn't
She
ask
might
me
have
to
well
ask
been
Dawn.
asking the wall.
Fair point.
No,
I mean, I can understand if she was asking you, hey, can you ask your dad because he knows about cars? But asking you seems like, she might as well ask Jace.
Wow, come on, give me a wee bit of credit here. Asking me is slightly better than asking Jace, I think.
Yeah, because you've got a better relationship with your dad.
Right.
So you could ask Jace to ask your dad, but I don't think he knows that he doesn't know your dad as well as he knows your mum.
Yeah, true.
Well, like if I'm talking to you, I'll ask your mum about soap and stuff. Because she's into that.
Yeah, my mum loves soap.
Yeah.
Totally.
I mean,
actually,
that's the premise of
you know
how
what
we
you should have
start
done?
a conversation.
You should have asked Mogi, because then you could have bought a Toyota Aqua that crapped its pants like a month later.
Right.
So this is the thing about Keyzie. He thinks cars wear pants.
Yeah.
The Hauraki Big Show, weekdays at 4 on Radio Hauraki.
Talking heads there on the radio, Hauraki Big Show. Quite a few shout-outs coming through on 3483. What are the people saying, Keyzie?
Just another shout out for Big Meat Pete, who was at the Taitapu the tap last night there with us.
Yeah.
Yep.
Big shout out to Backbone Dog. That was from Mrs. Backbone Dog.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Obviously didn't get home till quite late after he won that bar tab there.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Dion, Devon and Kyle, who are knocking off early today to get on the beers responsibly.
Yeah,
Nice.
good on you,
Good on you.
fellas. Yeah, great stuff. Keep those texts coming on 3483 and we'll get to them throughout the show. Now, we touched on this a little bit, fellas, in our podcast outro. Because let's be honest, Keyzie, you had a big night last night. You made it back to the hotel room. How'd you sleep, mate? Because I imagine there must be some serious snoring action going on.
There was.
Yeah.
Because my wife came and stayed.
It must reverberate around the room. It must shake the
Jace.
very foundations
Yeah.
of the establishment.
Well, when I have been having a few, I do snore quite loud. And so my wife stayed with me last night.
My wife.
And she woke me up, I reckon, 4 times, just going, oi, you're snoring, oi, you're snoring. And then at 4 a.m. I woke up with demons, reached for a glass of water next to the bed, had a sip, and then just dropped it all over myself and spilt water all on the bed. And so she was furious. So luckily there's a second bed, so I slept in
Was it
separate
water,
beds.
Keyzie, or did you do wheeze?
I did not do wheeze in the
Well,
bed.
yeah, that was a thing I was wondering as well, to be fair. Because I guess you get woken up at that time because you've had 500 shots, all those beers. So the sugar probably wakes you up around about that time
Yeah,
as
it's
well.
the sugar,
It's a
for sure.
rush.
Oh,
So
is that what it is?
the alcohol makes you go to sleep.
Yeah.
And then the sugar wakes you up. And as
Right.
soon as the alcohol wears off, it's time for Keyzie to get up and go and eat a burger out of the fridge.
Yeah, it was so good. Well, it could have been if it wasn't so cold. But how did you guys sleep, more importantly?
Look, I'll be honest, I've had 2 shockers in a row like Mogi.
As I have, yeah.
I woke up this morning with the TV still on, incidentally.
Wow.
Never a good move.
Oh.
Because I was tired, Mogi.
Oh.
But it was on very low.
Yeah.
And I thought, because it was quite light, and I thought, maybe 6:37, and it was either 2:30 or 3:30.
Oh, wow.
In the morning, and I had no sugar scenario going on, but I don't know if anyone else is. I mean, when I wake up, I'm done and dusted.
Yeah.
So I'm lying in bed, just going, what do I do with myself? Checked out a few movies. And
We'll save that for what's on TV.
Yeah, what's on TV with
Good
Mike
on
Minogue.
you.
But then I reached a point, Mogi, where I went, oh, bugger this, I've got to have a durry.
Yeah.
Which is a pain in the ass,
Really?
Because then I've got to put all my clothes on, and dress, and then go down.
That is a true addict.
Yeah.
I've never done that.
Oh, no, so I had a durry outside, came back and stayed awake for 2 hours and nodded off, and then got woken by you idiots going, shall we check out now at about 7:30 in the morning?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, well, I was similar. I woke up at 4 a.m., got up for a wee, had another drink of water, and then just lay there, just my bulges staring into the darkness, thinking about my life. And then I got up at 5, and then went to the gym at 5:30. Went to the gym, had a workout, had a sauna.
Really?
Beautiful.
Holy
yeah.
cow.
And then I was back at the hotel by about 7:30ish, something like that.
Gosh.
Packed my bags, mate, ready to go, ready to start the day, and now I'm absolutely rude.
Yeah.
Hey,
you didn't.
What?
Just to add to the debacle of your night there, Keyzie.
If you ask if I did a midnight steamer, I would be furious. No, I did not. All right.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify, that's all.
Thanks for making sure, Jason.
Because your wife would have loved that as well, along with your snoring and having to wait forever.
She's used to it. By the way, for all those listening, the NRL Grand Final prize Q to call is going to play within the next 15 minutes. So make sure you stay tuned and get ready to call us on 0800 Hauraki when you hear that siren.
The Hauraki Big Show podcast.